Jacob, Addison, Marcus, and the gang stand at the entrance of the Seraph Temple. This giant temple, huge columns supporting it. It seems like it might be in a cave of some sort. You can't really tell. You can't see any light. There's no windows or anything. There's four giant statues of the four gods. Little doors on the sides going who knows where, and one giant gate at the end of the hall opposite of them. This gate has huge stone doors, steps leading up to it, and is closed. Painted across the pillars and the walls are mosaics, frescoes of different deeds the gods have done. The gods hang out with each of the different races. And sitting on top of the steps to these great stone doors of the temple is Black Hand. The small nymph boy dressed in all black. You can only see his eyes and his right hand, which is completely black. The team pauses a moment, looks at Black Hand, and Black Hand is the first one to speak. Jacob, son of Storm, I need you to come with me. The White Prince, Xander, needs to talk to you. You've got it all wrong. These people, they're lying to you. They don't know. They don't know what's right. Xander, the White Prince, he knows. The prophecy says that you will come with us and that we will unite the world. We need you. The White Prince needs you. Jacob's like, this is pretty upfront. This is pretty blunt. This guy has all the answers, he says. He's not saying anything. Jacob's just kind of standing there thinking, like, hey, what if he's right? What if I am being lied to? I mean, he's only ever seen one side of the story. This group of people with incredibly tragic backstories. Jacob starts to wonder. It's like, they really haven't told me that much, and it's strange that these guys are not the only people in this resistance. There's like a couple other people, but why is it so small? What really is going on here? Black Hand continues. He's like, he just keeps reiterating. The prophecy says, you will come with us. We need you. We can tell you the truth. I'm sure you have questions. The White Prince has the answers. He will show you the way. Everyone is looking at Jacob. Jacob's not saying anything. It isn't until Addison steps forward. Tell me, Black Hand, did your prophecy include Jacob getting captured? Jacob being taken away? Or was that not part of it? Did you guys glance over that? And tell me, Black Hand, did the prophecy include the part where you killed Roz's sister? Or where you tortured them both for information? Or was that your own volition? Was that up to you? Black Hand's taking it back. Marcus steps forward. He's like, yeah. And what about talk here? You cut out his tongue. Yeah. And the nymphs. What happened to the nymphs? Was that part of your prophecy too? Jacob's like, yeah, wait a second. Obviously, this guy's the bad guy, right? What am I thinking? We've heard what these people have done. It can't be good. Black Hand's like now taking it back. He's like, no. Sometimes things didn't go exactly as planned. That's why we need you. Listen to me, Jacob. He needs you. We can do this. Need me for what? What are you talking about? What is this prophecy? What do you mean? Jacob outbursts. None of this makes sense. What are you talking about? Black Hand's like, exactly. The White Prince will make it make sense. He knows all about your parents. Your father and your mother. And Jacob's like, wait. I hadn't even thought of that. My mother? And he looks around like, guess it is. He's probably his mother's probably not one of these guys, not like a bird or a lizard. He doesn't have scales. Who is his mother? What is going on? But no, Black Hand killed the flower guy. Those people were slaves. He cut out talks. This guy's evil. This guy is the bad guy. Black Hand says one final time, Jacob, come with me. We can talk to the White Prince. Nobody gets hurt. We can go on. Jacob's like, no. I need to open that door. That is what I need to do. That's what your prophecy says, right? I have to open this door. Go back here. Get the sword of storm. I can't say now is not the time. He takes his hand out, and from his side, a small knife kind of just floats out to his hand. When they see that, Roz and Ellie charge forward. Now this temple is pretty big, so they're going. Roz has his like chains. He's chaining onto the side of the wall, pulling himself forward. Ellie starts flying. And once they're about halfway there, Black Hand calls out, Miranda! And from behind Jacob, Marcus, Addison, and the rest, they hear this nasty scream, growl, sound thing. They turn around, painfully aware that Roz and Ellie, two best fighters, are now halfway across the room. This beast bursts out from like nowhere. Jacob didn't think there was like a place for this guy to hide, but there it is. With a giant oversized head, giant eyes that are completely bloodshot, huge needle-like teeth, feathery wings that lead into claws, the tail, the mace and spikes down the back, nasty, dirty feathers. This is the beast that killed Jacob's friends. What seems like years ago now, but this horrifying monster is here and it is back. The Miranda opens up its mouth, and from inside, it seems like the mouth opens up way too wide first. The inside starts to glow. When Xerxes, the king, sees this, yells at Jacob to run. Jacob doesn't really know what to do. He sees the closest door, and the smaller door is on the side of the wall, and runs towards it. He looks back and sees that the Miranda is shooting out this like dark purple blast of stuff, like maybe like dark fire, some sort of nasty stuff, and is destroying all of the pillars, especially near the gate. And the whole temple starts to collapse. Jacob quickly opens the door, runs through, dives in as the whole temple is collapsing. He looks back. He sees Marcus running one way, Addison another. Talk and Telby, the cat people. Talk scoops up Telby and starts running. Roz and Ellie are still charging Black Hand. And building falls down in front of the door. The room that Jacob is in is small. Seems to be like a shrine of some sorts. The door that he went through isn't the only door. There's a door on the other side. But looking around, painted on all the walls is paintings of exclusively the god Storm. How poetic. There seems to be like a little altar for him. But Jacob, now alone in this room, still hearing the building crash, still hearing the screams of Miranda, looks at this giant painting of Storm, supposedly his father, and he is just completely taken aback. This is the first time he's ever like really got a good look at a depiction of Storm. But he looks kind of like a human. He's big, very muscular, big beard, handsome man. But Jacob's looking at him. He's holding this like huge sword, and like lightning is striking behind him. He looks really cool. Jacob's like, this is my dad. These are the shoes that I have to fill. These are giant shoes, literally. How am I supposed? I'm supposed to like take that sword and suddenly be a god? Doesn't make any sense. I don't even know if I'm this guy's dad. Everybody's just telling me. Maybe Black Hand was right. Maybe I am being lied to. I don't understand. And so he just kind of like sits there, staring at this picture, until he hears a voice behind him. What are you doing, man? Jacob looks back, and there's Marcus. The other door to the room open now. Marcus has this metal glove that Ned made. I don't know if I talked about it, but nymphs, when they were like here, Ned made him this giant metal gauntlet thing. It's great for punching to get it out. Marcus is the boxer, the martial artist. But there's Marcus with his glove, tall, looking down on Jacob, sitting, moping on the ground. What are you doing? Get up. We need to get out of here. Jacob just sits there. He's like, you really think I'm the son of Storm? I'm the son of this guy? Marcus looks at all the pictures and he's like, man, I don't care. I don't care if you're the son of Storm or not. Get up. We need to get out of here. This is what I know, Jacob. You, me, Addison, the only people here. None of this makes any sense, but man, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And if being like the son of Storm and helping these people, if that's going to get us to go home, we got to do that. Because that's all we got, man. Marcus kind of like looks back and he's like, the nymphs? Entire village destroyed, burned, little bones. Remind me of my brother, man. I miss him. I miss my family. So just get up, and we can go on. We'll figure something out. Let's get to that door. Let's open it up. Jacob's like, your little brother? Mario's like, shut up. Leave him out of it. Forget I said anything. Let's go. Get up. Jacob's like, all right. Yeah. Let's do this. What am I moping around here for? So Marcus goes to the door that they came in through, towards like the giant temple, not the other door. Jacob's like, what was out there? He's like, God, some like hallways. It seems to be like bedrooms, a kitchen. It seems to be like a lot of people used to live here, but not anymore. But Marcus opens up the other door, and it's like completely covered in rubble. He takes his metal glove, and he's like, boosh! Punches right through it. All the rubble goes flying. He's like, hey, this thing's pretty good. Jacob's like, oh, yeah, it is pretty good. And they go out through the door, and there's still like dust everywhere, but Marcus is kind of like clearing the path back into the temple, and eventually it comes out into an opening, at least on top of all the rubble, and there's Black Hand once again. Can't really tell which way is which. I think Black Hand is sitting in front of, or standing in front of what was once the door, but can't really tell what the door is now. Across from Black Hand is Ellie, kind of perched up on top of some rubble, looking down at him, just kind of standing off. But as the sound of Marcus blasting through the rubble goes, both Ellie and Black Hand look down and see Marcus and Jacob. And immediately, Black Hand kind of just like throws his hand out, and the knife that was like floating shoots out of nowhere directly at Jacob. Marcus pushes Jacob to the ground and blocks the knife with his gauntlet, batting it away. Ellie takes this moment to jump from her perch and dive down at Black Hand, but the knife quickly gets off the ground, shoots towards Ellie just by Black Hand, kind of like pointing towards her. Ellie has to dive out of the way again. Ellie then makes this really loud screech, some sort of like bird call or something. And then they fight. The knife shooting at Ellie. Ellie like diving out of the way constantly. She's trying to like dive down with her spear at Black Hand. But every time she gets close enough, the knife just kind of cuts her off. Jacob like gets up and he's watching this, and then from behind Black Hand, Roz shoots out from some place. I think what happened was he heard the call that Ellie made and jumped out. So now Black Hand is fighting both Ellie and Roz. The knife flying each way, back way. The chain whips of Roz shooting at it at Black Hand, flying around, pew pew pew, crazy cool stuff. Jacob looks around and sees Marcus. Marcus is like kind of sneaking. It's working because Black Hand is really focused on the two people he's fighting. But Marcus is getting closer to Black Hand, kind of like around the edge. And then Black Hand calls out again, Miranda! At this moment, Marcus runs straight at Black Hand. It seems like Roz and Ellie are winning. You know, Black Hand can't really block them both at the same time. They're closing in. Now Marcus is charging right towards him. Black Hand doesn't really see him coming. Quickly turns around, sees Marcus with this giant fist really close. Bursting through the wall comes Miranda. So we got Black Hand in the middle. Miranda here. Marcus here. Very close. Feet away from Black Hand. Roz and Ellie both charging in. Everybody charging in towards the middle. Marcus punches out at Black Hand, and Black Hand drops to the ground. Miranda swings her tail towards Black Hand. Black Hand grabs the tail, grabs Marcus's foot, looks at Jacob, and then all three of them disappear. And then just like that, it's over. Roz and Ellie kind of stand there. And like, Jacob, completely in shock. Marcus is gone. Just disappeared. Jacob just stands there. Roz and Ellie. Roz stays with Jacob. Ellie starts looking around for everyone else. Eventually, they find everyone. Talk is badly hurt. His arm seems to be completely mangled. Telby is trying to like fix it. It's just like some sort of first aid kit, just wrapping up. She's just kind of like muttering to herself. He's okay. He's fixing up. But Talk is unconscious as Telby tries to fix him up. Ned, Gnome, and Xerxes, they were together. They were off in some other room. They eventually make it out. Addison is still nowhere to be found. So Jacob starts looking. Eventually, with them all split up, Jacob's still with Roz, though Roz won't leave Jacob's side. They see Jacob goes to this library and just like in the corners of the temple and finds Addison kind of just shaking in the corner. Jacob's like, Addison? And Addison screams like, get away from me! Go away, you! And Jacob's like, can you come with us? And Addison's just like, and slowly gets up, no longer saying anything. Jacob has never seen Addison this emotional, like screaming. She's all like hair's ragged. She's like sweating, and Jacob has no idea why or what happened. And Addison's not saying anything, just kind of like muttering to herself. So good. Eventually, they all get back together in the ruins of the temple, looking at where the door once was without Marcus. And Jacob is standing there. Everyone seems to be looking at Jacob to say something, but Jacob has no idea what to do. And that, my friends, is the end of book 1, Jacob's Story.